Good morning, everyone. So, I hope you guys are all having a great morning. I wanted to come on and I wanted to do a pre recorded video and talk a little bit about Luke passing away. And I would love to do a live stream, but a lot of people like to comment stuff and get me out of pocket. And y'all know I'm a loose cannon. I'm an emotional reactor. I'm really trying to work hard on not being like that, but it's something I struggle with. So, I know a lot of you guys are hearing the news that Luke passed away. As far as I know, I think it was from substance use disorder. There were some posts made on Facebook by friends and family about never using alone and his a picture. So, um, I'm trying not to assume. That's the only thing I can think of, that could have happened unless he was in like a car accident or something like that because he had just gotten his new car. But, Luke had been struggling for a minute, for a hot fucking minute. Okay, he talked a lot about struggling in his last live stream. He was tired of going to outpatient. He was having to go because they were paying for his sober living. And I mean, when you don't want to do something or you are having to do something so that way something else can be provided for you, that's how broken the treatment industry is. He wasn't receiving the treatment that he needed. He needed mental health and substance use disorder treatment. Okay, he had been struggling for a while. He jumped off Suboxone. He tried Kratom. He's tried many different supplements just in the last 6 months. And he was jumping off benzos. His brain was screaming. Okay, his brain was hurting. When you jump off of medications like this, cold turkey especially, you go through it's like brain damage. You go through ups and downs of depression, anxiety, lethargy, no motivation, anhedonia, all these different feelings. And it's hard. It is hard. It's even harder when you don't have a solid support system. To get good treatment, it takes a lot of fucking money. It takes a lot of money. It's fucked up. And this is just, to me, this is just another example that highlights how broken the treatment industry is because Luke was failed. He was failed. Okay. This didn't have to happen. He could still be with us today, this is another reason of why I am so adamant about those of you guys that are on Suboxone staying on it for at least a year and making sure that you taper off low and slow with a doctor. Because I have seen too many times when people have gotten off subs or other medications that were helping them to stay away from drugs and then they go back out. This is a direct example of that. And nobody can tell me anything different. Okay, I talked to Luke on the phone. I know that he was struggling. I know that he was trying to find a pathway that would work for him. Okay, I also know that probably to stay in the sober living house that he was staying in, it was probably a requirement that he couldn't be on MAT. And that's another broken system situation. He was such a great guy. Like, he was hilarious. He had a lot of knowledge. He had a lot of experience struggling with addiction, and he was able to share that experience with other people and make them not feel so alone. He could relate his experience, and so many people, and myself, I related to Luke the most out of anybody on social media, on YouTube, in the recovery community, because his and our addictions were so much alike. We were both, I would call us trash can junkies. We would take anything that you gave to us, and I have always related to him the most with our stories in that aspect. And so him not being here anymore it's fucking devastating. It's devastating because it could have been prevented. Because it could have been prevented. And this is why I just want to keep on driving home to those of you guys that are on Suboxone. I know that I keep bringing the subject up, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. And yes, you're going to have negative side effects. You're going to have negative side effects. But the other side of that side effect is death. Okay? Like,
sometimes we have to go through hard times and experience side effects that are not pleasant to get to the where we need to go. And so I have been worried about Luke for 6 months. I have been watching him go back and forth, back and forth. And I called him and I talked to him about all this. So this is not anything that we didn't sit on the phone and talk to each other for over an hour about. But a lot of times we have to find our own way, and I just feel like this really could have been prevented if he had the right treatment, if he had psychiatrists and therapists and doctors and people in his corner that didn't just blow him off. I feel like he could have been still here with us. And this is just another example of how devastating it is to be a person in long-term recovery and watch your friends pass away because of the broken treatment industry. Luke just got a new car. In his last live, he was literally talking about being overwhelmed with treatment, overwhelmed with sober living. I wish I had seen his live that day that he posted it, because I would have reached out to him if I had seen it that day. I feel like I should have seen it. And this is another thing that happens when you're somebody in the recovery community that tries to help other people, is then you start to think, what could have I done differently? How could I have helped this person more? So people give warning signs. They tell on their disease, and Luke was telling on his disease. He was letting you guys know he was struggling in that live. He might not have been like, oh, I want to get high, but he was really talking about struggling in that live. We have to listen more as a community and people who support each other and do better. Like, I'm trying to do better. It's hard, you guys. We all have our own things going on in life, I'm just one person, and so we have to work together because we're just one person. But if we all work together and try to help each other, then that will take some of the weight off of the people who are carrying the burden, But anyway, I just wanted to say that it's just devastating. It's a devastating loss. Luke was an amazing creator. He was hilarious. He had an amazing personality. He was real. He was authentic. He was sharing like his struggles, and I have so much respect for him for doing that. So, yeah, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope y'all are all, okay, and I pray everybody's healing, and I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.